Well, age, dining, the different things that they thought, the different categories. And then each branch, they wrote specific examples. Now I had them do this in pairs, and then after they got together and they came up with these examples, they presented this to the rest of the class, and then the rest of the class could go back to their notes and fill in things they may not have been able to fill out. A great thing about this is they can take this home. This can be part of their note taking, and they'll remember this much better visually than if they just took the notes themselves. They can also easily make corrections and things like this. Another great thing about this is if you have an interactive whiteboard, which I don't, then you can easily give this to the students through email or a class website, and they can manipulate the information. They can move these around. They can add new information. They can add pictures. They can add sounds. There's so many options and so many things that they can do with this. So now the little kids. Now we get to see the really fun ways to do graphic organizers. This one is called the bubble map. And the kids just, they circled it. And usually a bubble map is just a circle with other circles going out. For kids, however, you can give them crayons and things, and this can be something like a polar bear. They made the circle into a polar bear. So they can get very creative. It can be on any subject. And this is an actual student example. And then they each can come up with their own, or they can do this in pairs, or they can do this in groups. But you don't have to do this just sitting down. There's so many ways you can do this. Graphic organizers are just a tool, but you can make them very, very fun. This is from Jason Renshaw's at English Ravens curriculum. And what I did was I took a big butcher paper, and I like to take it for the kids on the floor. Yes, that's me. And so we take the big graphic organizer on the floor. In this case, can anybody tell what this is? I know it's kind of a bad picture. Yes, exactly. If the kids create the graphic organizers, then that's fantastic for them. This is Noah's Ark. And with this particular game, I drew a big Noah's Ark, a big boat. And then the kids, it was divided into different halves. And the kids, they had to work in pairs, and they had to decide which animals could go in one side of the boat, and then who their mates were. They had to pair their mates as well, and which couldn't. And they had to make decisions based on which would eat who, which would get along. So there was a lot of information they had to think about here. They had to figure out, oh, well, maybe it's not a good idea to put the alligators with, the birds or with the snakes. Or so there is a lot of thinking that went on with this graphic organizer. And you can even make this a game where the kids can compete, and they can, they can say, nope, that one's wrong, the alligator ate the bird or something. You can make them 3D. The kids can, they can make models out of them. They can make them pop up. So they can have a lot of fun with graphic organizers. They just don't have to be worksheets. They can add Play-Doh on it. They can, clay on it. They can 3D structures with it. Here's a really great example that I thought was fantastic. Now, this is what's called a circle map. And with this circle map, you have the concept in the middle. Here it's the spaceship, and then or space in general, something that symbolizes it. And then you can draw things that explain this concept. And then the outer layer is the actual examples of this. And all of these are included in the wiki. There's about, I think, 500 or so in the wiki of different templates that you can use. These are also called often thinking maps. They're called diagrams, charts, flow charts, so different things like that. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you before we have our question, you can even do this mobilely. Okay, I'm going to show you this fantastic free app that I use on my iPhone. There's about 5 of them listed on the wiki, and we'll go through a screenshot of this. Okay, so let me put this up, and I'll show you why I love this app. It's free, and many of them are not that great, except this one. This one is called Mind Blowing. It's free, and there's a reason it's called Mind Blowing, because it's actually quite mind-blowing for a free app. It's really simple to use. Here's the one I did today. It took about, I don't know, about maybe 5 minutes. The great thing is this, you can move it around. And on this, you just add, you can add, and this is completely free. So I put graphic organizers. Each of those branches I can move. Let's see if I can move. So you can move it around. You can expand it. And this is not text-based. It says that it's text-based, but what I was able to do was add information through audio, video, and through pictures, all from my iPhone. So you don't add text, but you can add all of that straight from your iPhone. So for example, I did one on graphic organizers. Okay, so all I do is I hit the bubble, and then I click, it comes up with this. And then you get to choose text, image, video, or audio. Who wants to volunteer to say something so we can record you? And then you can see how easy this tool is. And we had some newcomers, so let me go ahead and do that. And all of you should have a microphone. So if you want to volunteer, if you go to the bottom left-hand corner, you will see a little guy in a blue hand raised, and then just click that, and then you'll be able to volunteer to speak. And everyone should have microphone privileges. Okay, so Greta will speak. Yay! Okay, so Greta, I think you just click talk. And the thing you should say is something about graphic organizers, so I can take the audio. And just click the top on the bottom left-hand corner.
Okay.
And you have to. Yes, I hear you. Yay!
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I use graphic organizers with my 5th graders. I teach ESL, and we have learned, for example, this year about powerful forces of nature. And with every reading we do, we have, before starting them, we have a KWL chart. We create posters for the charts, so it's more fun for them. And then we also do, for example, when we study history, we create sequence of events charts, and we also make posters for that.
Okay, I'm going to stop that recording. We'll go back to the graphic organizer. And here's Greta's. Thank you for sharing, Greta. And then I just click it. And then I click play. So you can see how quick that was to do. That's really, I think, just phenomenal and amazing. Thank you, Greta, for volunteering to do that. Does anybody want to try the video so we can see the video and see how fast that goes? Now, all of this is really great because the kids, it's a great studying tool. For example, if we think about it, the kids have, for example, just the iPhone, and we all go together because I do use iPhone with my 5-year-old students and with my adult students. And things that we do is we share together. So for example, we would go together, we would go on a scavenger hunt outside of the classroom. We can say something, for example, on the different weather that we have here, the seasons. We could do something on nature, and then the kids, if they see something that they like, they can take a picture of it, they can upload it to this concept map, and they don't have to write anything because they're collecting through audio, through video, and through images. So, and they can make as many nodes and stuff like that as they want. The nodes are what these bubbles are called. They sometimes call them nodes in mind mapping, and this is another way to do this. Um, Here is one that I did earlier. I did it on the wiki, and it was the video that I took, and the video was very, very, very quick. So I just click on the video. You can email this. It's a free version, so you can only email right now. There are some other mind maps that you can use software, but on a phone or an iPad and stuff like that. But these do cost money. So I wanted to make sure that it didn't cost money, that it is free. I'm very much into free things. Let me hear some other experiences of how you use mind maps or graphic organizers, or if you have a really cool graphic organizer that you've used before. So all you have to do to speak is to raise the hand or click on talk, please.